Good morning, people. It is Saturday again, and I'm hoping that these recordings are coming through pretty well for you. As much as I don't mind recording them, there is a missing element. I do like tapping into your energy a little bit more when we're all together, but at least it's a vehicle for me to connect. So, over the past couple of weeks, I have given you all some water initiations. And the reason for this is to start fostering a sacred relationship with water. I think most of you know that water is symbolic for our emotions. And right now is a perfect time to have a relationship with water because individually and collectively, people are being triggered with some really big emotions. And most of you, whether it was through our Reiki program or our self-care planning training, have been introduced to the concept of making friends with your emotions rather than stuffing them in a closet and trying not to deal with them. And we really encourage this making friends with your emotions because they really have messages for us that we need to heed if we're going to have really good decision making in our lives. Now, I say that, but I want to caution that while our emotions are our friends and we need to listen to their message, emotions are not always correct. Okay? While their emotions are always valid, they are not always correct. We have a responsibility to discern whether or not the emotions are real. Our perceptions are not always accurate, and we all know this. In our energy field, if we've got any congestions or interruptions or something's happening, our emotions, our sensations, our thoughts, it's like the fake news that we keep hearing about out in the world. The information inside, if we are not heeding our self-care and taking care of our energy field, is not going to be delivering for us correct information. It can be fake information. And when that happens, we can have misperceptions, totally misread the situation. We can have misinterpretations, totally, oh, got that one completely wrong. And then we start to have errors in judgment. Mistakes start to happen with our decision making. So while I'm a big fan of sitting and getting the message for our emotions, if you're not doing adequate self-care, you may find that you're really not bringing in the full picture, the full information into your field. So another little reminder is how do you know that there might be a problem with your perception is when you start getting those triggers, when you start having over the top kind of reactions to things that are happening in everyday life. Things are really activating us, and we start driving like a crazy person, or screaming at the checkout girl, or screaming at the kids, or kicking the dog, or whatever is happening when we're having an over the top reaction. Usually a big red flag that we need to sit still for a few minutes and look at what's happening, because most of the time, whatever it is that has triggered us, which again may be perfectly valid, but we may not be responding in the best possible way. And we've given you a variety of tools with which to start to look at these things. So today, I wanted to kind of continue our water journey, and see about giving you a tool this week to clear some past residues and help you clear up a few things that will help you trust your inner guidance. Because again, the more you self-care, the more you clear this energy field, the clearer the data coming in is. And as you clear that data, you start to trust that data more. And that's really, really the important thing, because outside in our world is just a reflection of what's happening inside. If we are clearing up and cleaning up our fake data, then there's going to be a lot less fake news out in the world. So let us go down to the Earth Mother today and do a little practice. And as always, take your figure 8 path. It's a lovely, lovely spring day here in Tucson. I hope it's just as beautiful there in New Jersey. It's cool, but it's sunny. And the Earth Mother, the forest is just a buzz right now. Spring is just starting to buzz all around her. Birds and bees. And as soon as she sees you, she's beckoning you over. And you fall into her arms so easily, completely, surrendering, allowing her presence, her unconditional, loving presence to fill you and give you all the resources that you're going to need for today. Now, once again, she's got her apron on and she's taking us over to that big, huge wooden table that she likes to use when we're going to do a project. You'll notice there are pitchers of distilled water on the table and some clear crystal glasses. The Earth Mother tells us she is going to teach us how to make sacred water today. Now, just as an FYI, sacred water has a unique molecular structure that represents water's most healing and creative state. The state that actually is closest to light itself. The sacred state shifts water's propensity for absorption, receiving, bringing in, and for emanation, giving. Which is why even just a small amount can be pretty significant. Just a small amount of sacred water can catalyze large amounts of transformation. Now, author of the Rose Codes tells us that there is a distinction between blessed water and sacred water. Being blessed by a priest, in her view, is simply blessed. It doesn't have the properties of light and therefore source. But the good news is that if you know the recipe, you can make your own sacred water. So we're gathering around today, and we're all around the table, and each of us is going to take some distilled water from the pitcher, put it in our crystal glass, and then the Earth Mother asks us to place an image of the flower of life under our glass. So imagine yourselves at the table, following all these directions. We're like kindergartners, doing our project for the day. And then we all sit down around the table. And the Earth Mother instructs us to place our right hand over our hearts and close our eyes. Intention is the secret ingredient to making our sacred water. So you need to speak your intention to create sacred water out loud. Ask for the Divine Mother's assistance. And you may also state, what do you want the water's help with specifically? Do you need help with a physical issue, an emotional issue, a relational issue? Is there, do you need a new house? You want to buy a new car? What specifically would you like to receive from the water today? This way, the water can be created using your unique intention. Now that you have stated your intention, I want you to place your palms around your glass and gently hold it. Closing your eyes, imagine a stream of golden codes and symbols coming from the heavens into your glass. You are able to start to notice that the water inside has a grid structure to it. It's like a series of vertical and horizontal lines intersecting. And you can start to notice how the golden codes and the symbols are getting absorbed by the vertical lines, turning them gold from the inside. You can actually see the codes streaming in, infusing the water with more and more golden light. Notice how the codes start to penetrate the horizontal lines, further shifting the water's structure and composition. Allow the water to keep absorbing all these codes and all these symbols until it's fully saturated with them. And if you're feeling the need and you want to add your own Reiki symbols, or you want to add your own light language, feel free. Now that the vertical and the horizontal lines that make up the water's grid structure is filled with all these golden codes, there is magic happening. There is transformation happening. You can feel it, you can see it. The golden light contained within the vertical and horizontal lines starts to seep into the water, and there's golden particles, and they begin to multiply. Watch as more and more golden particles appear in your glass, the result of a mysterious alchemical process. And as the golden particles beget more golden particles, you witness how light creates more light. And you allow this process to carry on quite naturally until the golden light starts pouring out of your cup and running out of space within. Congratulations! You have made sacred water. It is now ready and overflowing. And now I want you to take a drink of this sacred water. Slowly and very mindfully. Feeling the cool liquid going down your throat, absorbing into your body. Absorbing into your cells, expanding, regenerating, harmonizing. Every cell in your body is being filled with this golden light. And you're so full, your cells are so full, you feel so much bigger, expanded. The light is moving into your light bodies, restructuring, repairing. You can feel the healing. And the golden, the bracelets that are now whirling around our wrists as we join in community. Each of us now has our golden light, and we are all connected with this golden chain. Can you see it? Can you feel it? Can you sense it? We're connected, and the light gets stronger. And right above us, right over our table, a light rain, a light spring rain starts sprinkling down. There's not a cloud in the sky. Where is it coming from? It's washing, restoring, refreshing. We're almost giddy with joy because there is a rainbow that we see right above us. We all get up to dance, shining this golden light from the inside, from within and without, miraculous and magical. Karioto to kokokokapa, shiototo chichi, chiotono niki atata, stotorieti tiotorga. I hope you have an amazing, amazing Saturday and that you practice this practice often. Have a great day.